Somebody got on our YouTube channel and commented like, man, y'all took my niggas. This some nigga from New York. Y'all took my niggas shit. Boom, boom, boom. This and that. Y'all niggas. Boom, boom, boom. And then it was another Drug Dealer's Dream podcast and all of this shit. Hey, listen, man. I was in jail. Stupid. A drug dealer's dream. Street dream. Triple beam dream. Money machine. Things I done seen. 1,000 grams of uncut, it was all a dream. A drug dealer's dream, street dream, triple beam dream, money machine, things I done seen. 1,000 grams of uncut.
Well, welcome to another episode of Drug Dealer's Dream. I'm your girl, Great Gang.
It's me, Redline. Yeah, man, we in this bitch again, y'all.
Absolutely.
This nigga.
And my wave's spinning.
And sir, let the people know your name. What's your name?
Hey, Big Mike.
Okay. And today we're going to tap in on our current events, our random headlines, our top 6, and we're going to have a word to the wise today. Last but not least, we're going to do plug time. So today is a special day. It's always a special day when I get together with my family. So what we're going to do today, I want you to raise your glasses, and we're going to do a toast to positivity, faith, and abundance before we start our show. Peace. Everybody in the audience, let's go.
Peace to everybody that showed up, too. Really appreciate y'all.
Yes, salute. Okay.
Shout out to the black people, man. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to you, kings and queens.
Oh. All black people not kings and queens, though. I hate that. I hate when somebody says that. You know, because guess what? If all black people was kings and queens, who would be above them or under? Because to be a king or a queen, you gotta have a kingdom.
Right.
So if everybody's a king and a queen, where's your kingdom?
I just think
everybody looked at their own individual home as they king.
As
right?
you should.
That's bullshit.
That's your
You
opinion.
think so?
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
I think that's your
Because
opinion.
to be a king, you gotta reign over somebody.
You reigning over your household.
You not shit if you reigning over your kids. They're your kids. Like that's
Everybody can't control their kids.
That's not a hard thing to do. I want to reign over a grown ass motherfucker, like a super grown adult. I want to reign over you. That's when you know you a king or a queen. When you go tell a grown ass motherfucker, yeah, you go do that and come back with that shit. It's one of them days, people.
It's one of them days.
Yeah, as y'all can see, this nigga's getting started early, so y'all just, be ready for anything on this episode. But look, man, real quick, we got to get on the current event. So I definitely wanted to touch on the peaceful protests that have been going on, like not only in the United States, but worldwide, right?
Right.
So I don't know, I'm sure a lot of y'all seen the videos in like Australia, New Zealand, China even, which was shocking. Like these people coming out in crazy numbers in support of Black Lives Matter and all that. Now I don't know if they just trying to, a lot of people just, in my opinion, might be out there for just a look. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that's really out support, man, I think that's super fucking dope, dog. Like, it's some cool shit to see.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's more amazing to see more people with a movement than just black people. If anything is ever going to change, it has to be more than black people that want the change. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be the black people that want the change. We all need to want that change.
I mean, it's clear, like, you know, as far as what you're saying about black people can't be the only ones that want the change. Shit, all these years we've been saying the same shit, and now that all of these other races is getting on board and these huge amounts of numbers, you're starting to see companies retract statements. The NFL was one of them. Said they was wrong about the whole Colin Kaepernick protest shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of movement. They taking down Confederate memorials and flags and shit. The Marines just passed something where they can't display the Confederate flag no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of traction being made off of this shit. You know what I mean? So like I said, I think it's some cool shit, but you know, it's gaining that momentum in my opinion because of everybody getting behind it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So I mean,
shout out to the attention whores.
Shout out to everybody that's out there trying to make a difference. There's a lot of that going
on right now. It's a lot of that. I'm sorry. I just, like, to me, it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people somebody actually, I don't know where this came from. I don't know where it started. And people are like sheep. I just hope everybody that's tuning in to Drug Dealer's Dream, checking out this fly shit right now. Don't be a sheep, man. Somebody tell you to cut your social media off for a whole day and do this and that. And people just do it and black out your screen for a whole day. Who told y'all to do this shit? I didn't see Martin Luther King Jr. come up out the grave and say he's the savior for black people and do this. So who are we following here? follow yourself, man. Be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Be knowledgeable. Find out what you know what I'm saying? Find out what you're really doing, what you feel is purposeful for you. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's just a lot of people just, oh, they doing this, so it's cool, so I'm gonna do it too. No, that's bullshit. If you're not willing to sacrifice for something, you know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to stand on principle, and when I mean stand on principle, I mean sacrifice something. You're not sacrificing shit by blacking out your screen for one day. You're not sacrificing that. If you're not willing to stand on principle, and that means going up to your white racist ass boss and telling him, fuck you, cracker. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to do that, you know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to go to the judge, you know what I'm saying? When you go to pay your little traffic ticket, you know what I'm saying? And tell that judge, fuck you, you racist motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to do some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Miss me with all that fist in the air bullshit because you faking, you an attention whore. You know what I'm saying? You see it's cool. I see all type of shit. This is a spill I'm going on too.
I was going to ask you. My question is,
it's been bothering me though. It's been bothering me like how people and us, black people, you know what I'm saying? How black people are so willing and quick to follow somebody else, and we don't even know who we following. But but your brother or your sister that's right next to you, and they say, hey, man, come on, let's do this. You gonna look at them with the chinky eye. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem. This is a problem amongst us in our community. That's why it's crabs in the bucket. Everybody was talking about when the violence erupted and police killing black people. Everybody, the comments, it turned into some. Well, what about black people killing black people? The problem with that statement is this. Black people kill black people because we have been stymied by institutional racism. It's a crabs in a bucket mentality. So if one black man has more than another black man, guess what? They're going to want to take some shit from him because they feel like there ain't no way out. So the closest person to you, yeah, I'm going to go take his shit. I'm going to kill him for it. You know what I'm saying? That is something that's been indoctrinated in us that we have to unlearn. You know what I'm saying? So I just want everybody to think about what they're doing and who they following and why they following them. And you know what I'm saying? And be knowledgeable. Learn some shit. And realize who's the real enemy. And you know what I'm saying? And stand on it if you really about that life. Because I seen some guys that ain't sacrifice shit. They ain't sacrifice a thing for nothing. They only sacrifice shit for their kids, but they run around here with fist emojis. Fuck out of here.
So for all right.
Well, that was that.
That was big too, wasn't it?
Yeah, bro. And especially coming from last week, you was a little laid back. So yeah, man, we needed that. You know what I mean? We needed to hear that, bro. So
yeah, well, you know,
it's about that time.
I have my moments.
Yeah. Also, man, while we talking about the protests and shit, has anybody seen the videos of the white kids standing up to their parents about racism and like recording and shit?
Yeah, that's for the fact that they don't understand what their children are trying to say to them, and they don't see anything wrong with them being racist and encouraging that, and the kids are standing up like, look, I'm not with that shit.
Right.
Like y'all wrong. We don't believe that y'all should be talking to people like that, treating them like that, and we're not for it. So, yeah, I'm for it. Go ahead, white kids.
I think it's kind of wild for real because, you know, man, that shit is a taught behavior, right? So I think it's something happening with the younger generation. I don't know if it's the music that's bridging the gap or the social media shit, but you know what I mean? Like most people that come from them environments, bro, they grow up to be that way. You know what I'm saying? It's a taught behavior. So the fact that these kids been growing up around these racist motherfuckers for 15, 16, 17 years, dog, and have a completely different way of thinking is huge. You know what I'm saying? So I think that shit is dope, man. I think that we need to see more of that. I will say the first video I saw, though, I kind of thought the little girl was doing the shit for attention. Cause she was like laughing and shit, and it was like, bitch, this ain't funny. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So yeah, but for the most part, like I said, I think it's something happening. It's a shift happening, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm for it, dog. I think it's some cool shit. Anybody in the audience got any insight, anything y'all want to chime in?
Any of y'all know any white people? Like real good? Y'all don't nobody know no white people like real good. Like,
has anyone had to, you know
I would
what?
like to chime in on something though. Do I have to go to the mic to do that?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Oh shit, I don't know. It sound like CrossFit. How y'all doing? Can
Whatever.
y'all hear me on the mic?
Yeah, you
Like,
good.
Yeah, you good. You can pick it up.
You can pick it up. Go ahead.
Yes, testing. The mic is working. So, I do want to bounce this around. I don't know how people feel about this question, but I hear people asking for like equality and like reparations. But to me, I think that Black American people need equity. They need to own land, they need to own manufacturing, they need to own stuff. And if they own stuff and compete with every other race, then you don't gotta ask for this positively pimping, like, treat me fair. That's like positive. Like, why do I need them at all? Like, why do I need a system? Like, if we system ourselves, then we don't actually need a system. If we could just system ourselves, maybe I should have said that. That sounds better. Y'all have a good show, man, and y'all bounce that around.
Okay.
Think
Okay.
about that. Right?
Okay.
Appreciate that.
No,
man.
that's awesome.
I definitely think that that's necessary in order for our community to grow. We all have to put in the effort. We all have to build together. We have to support each other. Like it's plenty of people that's not going to someone because they're like, oh, I ain't like you in high school, man. Fuck that. Who even gave a shit in high school? You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't going to support them because I don't really know them like that. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? You don't know the owners of Walmart, but you in there shopping.
For sure.
You know, you don't know who owns
Shout out
Target,
to Sam
but you
Jordan.
can't stay out of Target. We in Mark's Home Goods, we in all these type of stores, you know what I'm saying? So why, when one of our people is doing something, we can't support them? And then we have the other side of that. You get discouraged because you try to support your Black people, they showing up late,
Man,
they giving you half the product.
you know it.
It takes 10 years to ship out, and that's not all Black people because I utilize a lot of Black businesses and I go to some of the best professionals in the city. No lag, always on time. I don't have to worry about it. But that's when you want to pay more money. See, if you pay less money, you get what you pay for.
Right.
And that's the truth. Whether they white, black, purple, or pink.
Well, that's facts. But it kind of to respond to what you were saying about why we need their system. I don't think it's a thing of where we need their system, but it's just be honest. If we all right now in this room got together, put some money together, and said, look, we're gonna start buying properties, we're gonna make an investment group and do all of that. There's no way we're gonna be able to do that without getting into their system. You feel what I'm saying? Because in order for us to buy the land, we got to go through the banks. We got, you know what I mean? So it's like they put shit in place to where, nigga, it's really no way around dealing with them motherfuckers. Ideally, though, that would be dope to do. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But it's just, we got to play their game, bro, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And that's just really, you know what I'm saying, my outlook on it. I don't know how y'all feel, but I just think that the way the playing field is made, bro, like, you have to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And they made it that way on purpose. Now, once we get in that system and infiltrate that system and work it to our advantage, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? But just to initially get it going, bro, you got to.
Okay, Mike?
I just want to say, y'all said a lot so far, but I want to say, like, to Mike's point, to Big Mike's point, I want to see where people is 6 weeks from now. You know, like, anybody that know me, I do a lot of community work. Like, I help people with felonies get jobs. I work with council people. I register people to vote. Like, voting is the only way we're going to change anything, in my opinion. That's how you put the judges in office, the council people in office, the mayor in office that picks the police chief. That's how you change laws, by working with your council people, because, like Bashir put something in effect this week that made racism a mental health issue. See,
Yes,
I work with Bashir. So you gotta be like, even though I went to prison, I see how things is messed up, and even now I work a government job, right? And it's counting people, and the white people in that office, I tell them about themselves all the time. You know, I got a councilman from Seven Hills fired because he was a piece of shit, and I was like, you gotta go, bro. Like, at the end of the day, they try to systematically do stuff, and I worry about my kids, my grandkids, so that's the reason that I press on. I don't spend no money in no Arab store, fuck them niggas. They don't put no money in my fucking neighborhood, so I don't fuck with them. Like, I will not spend a dime in they shit. You know what I mean? I do support black businesses, but I ain't gonna lie, if you got bad customer service, I ain't fucking with you either. Just because you black and you don't know how to talk to me, I don't fuck with no black businesses that got a glass in the window, because if I can't hand you my fucking money, you don't need my shit. So that's how I operate. But, you know, and to your point about how people always point out the black on black crime. Black on black crime is something like, 86%. White on white crime is 83%. Hispanic crime is 81%. So you kill who the fuck you stay around.
Exactly.
You understand
The
what I'm
numbers-
saying?
and the numbers reflect
The
that.
motherfuckers be falling for that banana in the tailpipe shit.
Propaganda,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
It's
To your
literally
point about
that is
social-
created just to make us look bad as a people, bro.
Right.
The only reason.
And to your point about social media, right? Even here in Cleveland, Ohio, it's motherfuckers on the west side that's never been to the east side. And on the east side that's never been to the west side. And you know, in Ohio, there's a lot of areas where they ain't never even seen a black motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's real shit.
Facts.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We appreciate your comments too, Big Mike. Give it up, bro.
Comment.
Give it up, bro. You know that.
Resolution to your problem. We can have all the stores that they have. We can have all the education that they have. Our kids can have what they have. Their baby's not smarter than our babies.
At all.
She not no smarter than me. The difference is confidence and education. You can stand right next to a white person. We qualify same race. No, I'm not gonna say race. Same height, same weight, same fingers up, toes, eyes. You're not better than me. It's a level of confidence and education. Like I said, what's on black and white is for blacks and whites. And based upon history of oppression, that's why it makes us feel like we're not confident enough to, we don't need them. We don't. You have to be confident, stick together, have faith in your partner, have faith in your teammate, and if that means buying black, spending the money because I know that it'll come back around to me, or I know this is a quality product, or put faith and confidence into your own product. It's a lot of black people that try to sell stuff and they don't have faith in what they believe in.
Sure.
They don't
Absolutely.
stand up like a Arabic person and they sell you something, walk through the mall. That little Arabic lady, she be adamant about that sea salt. That ain't even her product. That's not even her product. She be serious about that sea salt. Us as black people, we take no for an answer. Other people don't. So I feel like the resolution to your problem, confidence. If we don't have it in ourselves, put it in our kids. Put it in our kids, baby. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself you're somebody. Learn how to budget. Learn how to educate yourself. If we don't have it, give it to your kids.
Thank you. Thanks for
That's
chiming
peace,
in.
Queen.
Thanks, Dave.
Confidence, baby, flat out. I love
Confidence, that's
that.
the
I
answer.
love that.
That's peace, Queen.
Definitely.
For sure.
Anybody else before we slide on? All right, so we're gonna move along, man. The Black Lives Matter mural. Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
I
Go
had a
ahead.
word, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't see you. You was behind that light, man. This shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I had a resolution in regards to what all of you were saying, because I know you said like some people, they're sheep, they follow, so on and so forth. You touched on black businesses, supporting black businesses. I personally don't think that there's anything wrong with being a sheep or a follower. Everybody's not meant to lead. Some people have to follow, but when you are a leader, you can say, hey, instead of us having a blackout challenge, let's have a challenge to open up an account in a black bank. Everybody here, hey, let's do a challenge. Open up a. Do you know what we can do if we all today put our money in a black bank? Or every time when white people say, no, you can't get a small business. No, we're not gonna mortgage your home for you. We go to our own. We have our own money. Even though I know they don't like to see us and they try to like burn our stuff down. They keep on talking about Tulsa, so on and so forth. But guess what? Every time they burn one down, we should be able to build two right back up. So you have to learn how to outsmart the system. And I think it starts at home. I think it starts within yourself. That's it. That's all.
All right, thank you, Bree.
Most definitely. So yeah, thank y'all for chiming in on that. Now, did anybody see the mural that they put on the ground in the middle of the street leading up to the White House? Black Lives Matter.
It looks amazing.
That shit is so dope, man. I think again back to the point I was making earlier, man. It's a movement. I don't know if y'all watching this shit or y'all feel it, but I see something going on, and I think I don't know about motherfuckers getting reparations or none of that shit. I seriously doubt it. But I feel like the awareness, people are becoming more aware. You know what I'm saying? And shit, that's a start for me anyway. So.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we have to start somewhere. I feel like right now is the time to get centered, to get yourself in order. Like people are calling it free money, all this, the money that you're able to obtain during this time period. It's not free money. It's money to get yourself together. It's money to make your life different. It's money to make a difference. It's money to make a change. It's not free money. It's not go, hey, let me jack it off. That's not what it's here for. And if you do that, then don't complain when you're behind the 8 ball. It's just as simple as it goes.
Shout out to Trump. He dropped that bread off.
So,
yeah.
audience, please. He has a little bit of a dry sense of humor. Bear with us. So for anybody in the audience that has not liked, subscribed, and shared to Drug Dealers Dream, we want you to get on your phone, go to your YouTube app, go to YouTube on the web. Don't tell me you ain't got the app. Go do it. Like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, man. If y'all in the
Like, subscribe, and share.
So yeah, man.
I like the mural. The mural was pretty dope.
Shit's fire, man. You can see that shit from space. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, that was
That's the
dope.
point.
Yeah, you can see that shit from space.
They know they can't keep killing us.
And they did that shit in like overnight though, like you know what I'm saying. They got the approval at like 7 or something at night, and by the next morning, they got that bitch
But
was
what
ready to
triggered?
go.
I want to know what triggered that conversation. Like, what got them
The
to
mayor.
do this mural?
The mayor,
The mayor of DC.
Yeah, he put the play down.
Okay, then.
So yeah, man, we need to see a lot more of that shit. And they changed the name of the street to Black Lives Matter Way or some
Parkway.
shit, Parkway or something like that. Another win. You know what I'm saying? I want to say this too, right? So I've been seeing a lot of these big companies, Michael Jordan, even one of them that's donating money to fight racism, right? Somebody explain to me how that works.
Where did the money go?
Where did this money go that was gonna? I mean, again, if they giving money to like Colin Kaepernick foundations and shit like that, okay, cool. But to sit up and say I'm gonna donate $100 million over 10 years to fight racism means what? Where the fuck is it going? Do it go to another company that, like, where does
Because
the money
if
go?
we have that fund, all these bailout funds and all these other different things, like, where does all this stuff funding?
Your guess is good as mine.
So anybody
I'm
that
confused
has an
about it.
idea of what's getting funded with this money, please let us know. If y'all find out before us, because we're unsure. But if anyone is giving out racism money, I'll take a couple dollars.
Man, you know, I'm the goddamn
Hit me
racism. What is racism, man? All right, listen, casinos, water parks, swimming pools, everything is opening back up. The
Ohio
world
is,
somewhat getting back to normal.
but it's not all states. It's not all states. Ohio is taking the Atlanta approach because DeWine is saying, let's get the money back rolling.
Hey man, niggas gonna do what the fuck they want to do anyway.
And they've been outside anyway. It's no stopping
Coming
them.
outside, bro.
It's no stopping them. It's no stopping them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You said you
business-
outside.
business
bro, I'm
is gonna
outside.
roll on.
I'm with the shit.
people are ready to get back to their lives. Like, you know, when they put the word on hold, a lot of people had stuff in the works. So they
Yeah.
put halt like on a lot of things. Like the state buildings were closed, the banks were closed. You weren't allowed to open up business accounts and things of that sort. So
man,
so we're hoping that we're getting back to
last
that.
night. You was outside, man.
He was outside heavy last night.
Yeah, man. So I'm not. Once everything opened back up, man, I think I'm at a point now where I'm ready to kick it. So I'm fucking with everything, man.
Yeah,
I'm out
it's
here.
like a club yesterday.
Yeah, fucking with everything. Trying to be out here. What you say, Mike? What you say?
Edgewater was like the club yesterday.
We
I
went
saw
down
that.
there, man.
They
The
was
crazy
swimming
shit
like a
about
motherfucker.
the crazy shit about Edgewater is like that bitch been the go-to spot for like the past month or so, bro. Like that bitch been jumping. Every
But
time
it's
I
that
went out
season.
there, yeah.
It's
Keep
that
waiting.
season.
Ain't nobody worried about no social media.
Don't be down there on no creep shit.
No, there's too many eyes in the sky for that. What y'all say?
Niggas get in that lake water, they wild.
Oh no, yeah, that's some shit I'll never do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with that. So all right, to the audience members is here, man. What do y'all got planned once this shit open back up, man? What y'all trying to get into?
Let me get one of y'all to the mic. Let us know what y'all got going on.
Yes, sir.
I'm moving to LA to pursue my engineering career in audio.
Okay.
Okay.
Dopest, one of the dopest cities in the world.
That nigga said, fuck the kicking it, nigga. We getting straight to work.
Okay.
Yeah, I need my money.
Honestly, I think a lot of us feel like that. I think a lot of people in the room are ready for the world to open back up so they can get to their new ventures in life, so they can get to their next level, so they can get back to it. You know, they did a lot of shutting downs of the schools, so a lot of people that were in school, they had to do virtual online learning. A lot of people that might not work for them, so they could be ready to get back into schools, ready to get these businesses rolling, ready to open up whatever you were trying to do before the world.
I was kind of hoping that they did schools like they did the NBA. Just started the shit back up in July. Said all the motherfuckers back.
They gonna get the kids
Man,
on the
I can't
break.
stand my kids, man. Goddamn. I know that's off base, but man. What?
The kids have been getting everybody the kids blues the whole time they've been on quarantine.
You said what? Oh yeah, now I will say that.
A lot of people did want to come up. A lot of people came on to come up.
And it opened up a lot of, different people's insights through themselves and showed a lot of people the hustle that they had within,
Hell yeah.
Shout out to the hustlers.
They had to realize that they had to. You know, a lot of people won't do until they have to.
Yeah, that's fact, bro.
Yeah, true. Some quarantine
There's been so
babies
many,
got
there's been so
babies.
many new businesses popped up, bro. I know I've seen quite a few, from people making and selling masks to dessert in the jar, man, to shit. You name it. They hustling, man.
You know, Epic Cuisine was born out of the quarantine.
Yeah.
Shout out to Epic Cuisine that catered drug dealers drink today.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. I started another business,
Yeah,
or revitalized the
cuisine.
business during the pandemic. Brought them
Big
back.
today.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
one did you bring back?
You know.
Okay. We'll see him.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Moving right along. So man, while we in this whole Black Lives Matter mode, I want to touch on one more topic, man, and then we're gonna get into sports. But there been protests about police brutality, right? This is the whole thing, right? We protesting, we seen these cops kick niggas' ass, kill motherfuckers, do all this. But it's been more police brutality since the protest started. And I ain't understanding how these cops are still out here doing the same shit, dog. Like, it's getting to a boiling point. Like, motherfuckers are starting to shoot at the cops and, you know what I mean, run the cops over and shit, bruh. And if you really just think about the numbers, it ain't enough of them. If you just be honest, like, it ain't enough of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they called in the National Guard and all that, because they know at the end of the day, like, the people outweigh them when it just comes to numbers, the sheer numbers. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all can have all the riot gear and all the tactical shit y'all want. But once niggas storm the castle, bro, it's only so much of that shit. The first couple motherfuckers, they gonna get their ass towed up. But after that, you know what I'm saying? It's
You
like,
gotta send the big ones first.
yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I did wanted to get some feedback from y'all on that too. Like, I mean, what,
You know, and just an example, the video we were talking about. The guy, he's getting aggressive with the one cop, he's snatching back, he's saying what he wants to say. And the cop's kind of like, whoa, like he's really standoffish.
scared.
He was scared. Soon as my dude rolled up, you know why he rolled up like that and choked him to the ground? He rolled up like that because he was scared. He already knew dude was on trash, so in order for them to try to control us, they have to try to hurt us immediately.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, what do? Do you get shot? Like, in your mind, if they getting wild with you, you just fighting back off the rip and you don't know if you're going to get shot? Are you thinking about if you're going to get shot?
I mean, that gotta be the first thought. That'll be the first thought in my mind. Like, I'm listening, man. Anytime I interact with a cop, that's the first thought in my mind. Like, yo, this motherfucker could potentially shoot me, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just about handling them situations a certain way. Now, dude was a little aggressive. I'll give him that. You know what I mean? He was giving him shit, and that's cool, whatever. But old boy just pulled up on some wild cowboy shit. He ain't assessed the situation. He ain't see like, yo, what's going on? This nigga pulled up, choked the nigga head into the car, then took him to the 12. You know what I'm saying? It was literally, dog, 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
It was a 10 seconds.
And it's the thing,
The
man.
video's 2 minutes.
It's like, this how I feel, kind of what you were saying about them being scared, right? You ever seen a motherfucker that's like so terrified of getting into a fight that when they finally do, they fucking cold knock a nigga out, though, just out of like just the whole, like just being scared, though. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like these cops, dog, is that's the approach that I feel like they taking. Like, nigga, they so scared that they lashing out immediately because they like, yo, this motherfucker, I mean, I don't know what they see when they look at us. That scare them so much.
They're terrified. And for the life of us.
But it's like, man,
And it's an adrenaline rush for somebody.
but I get that, right? So look, I walk into a room.
That's their training.
It could be 50 motherfuckers in there, right? I don't look at none of them motherfuckers and be like, yo, this motherfucker is, I feel threatened. I could potentially have to defend. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that thought process of me seeing a motherfucker and being that afraid of him just off top. We ain't had no interaction or nothing. Like, I don't understand that.
I
They
mean,
trying to fear black.
the biggest thing is just a couple things about that. First things first is absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you let a person have reign over you, like we was talking about earlier, if they have the power to take away what everybody in here might take for granted, some, you know what I'm saying, your freedom. They have the power to do that. So automatically, that's a power trip. You know what I'm saying? So absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you have that power of somebody, it might be a fear instinct, but the fear is, that's my second point. The second point about fear is they understand what they did to our people. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's if history is the best teacher. So if you look at the history of America, white people should be afraid when they see a black person. Fuck you did to my grandmother. Fuck you did to my great-grandmother, my great-grandfather. Look at Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the shit they've done throughout history. the shit they continue to do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So they, in the back of their mind, you know, especially the ones who understand history, in the back of their minds, they're just waiting on the uprising. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in their mind, it's okay, yeah, let's kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Any chance I get, especially if I'm in a position to do it and get away with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just all it is. It's history and absolute power. You know what I'm saying? We have black men getting killed on camera and people don't go to jail. So,
Or they get charged with manslaughter,
you know, I mean,
not murder.
people don't go to jail behind the shit. So I mean, you know, and black people have been getting killed at the hands of law enforcement.
Yeah,
The whole time we've been on this in this
Oh,
country.
for sure.
Man,
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying from a historical
man,
perspective.
long time.
That's where this shit comes from. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like they understand, man. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so just like, I mean, yeah.
No, that's real shit though, man.
They know what's up. They know what they did.
They know what they did. The
They know
jails
their
were
history.
created for us. All of these things created to keep us down. And it's just like, we have to not put ourselves, I mean, as bad as it sounds, you try not to put yourself in these predicaments, but life is life. When you don't have any options, you choose the options that are available. And you know, it's pretty much kind of what the message is about. You have to make your options better than what they offer you. You don't have to take the offers. You might have to go harder. You might have to go smarter. But you don't have to be stuck in where they want us to be. You know why they put our black men in jail? So we can't thrive. So we can't thrive, so we can't be great. The black man is the leader and the king. And if he's gone from the household, then that makes the woman be the man, right? So then what? The woman teaches the young boy how to be a man? How that works?
That's kind of a good point you just made too, and I think that's why a lot of these young cats are so fucking emotional right now.
Because the world teaches
They-
them how to use them.
They're like, it's like, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, the majority of us was like mama's boys though. If you had your mom around, like, you know, boys is really protective of their
My
moms.
mother is God.
Yeah, for sure. But if you in a family environment where it's just your mom there, you know what I'm saying, women is just naturally more emotional, right? So these young dudes is picking up all of that emotional shit, and they don't got a strong man in there to be like, yo, bro, check that shit. This is how you should handle situations. Keep your emotions in check, bro. Control your emotions type shit.
Right.
So now you got these 17, 18-year-old kids. Now they got girlfriends. Like somebody we know personally had an issue where their daughter ended up getting shot or some crazy shit, fucking with a little young nigga. And in my mind, off top, I'm like, he was just on some emotional wild shit, bro. It's just what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a very valid point. You know what I mean? It's like, that's missing for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's hard for a woman to raise a boy to be a man, only because naturally she like to coddle him. You know,
Yeah.
she's very protective of him. And Steve Perry wrote a book called Man Up, No One Is Coming to Save Us. And the first chapter of the book was called Mama's Boy. And a lot of times women end up raising their sons to be the type of niggas that they don't even fuck with. The type of niggas that they think is weak is the type of niggas that they raising.
And then, but see, you have the opposing mother that, like me, sometimes I feel like with my son, I'm not nice. I'm not a nice mom. Like, I'm not one of those like, oh my God, let me hold you. That's not the type of mom I am. Because I know what he has to expect when he walks out into the world. I know what he has coming. And he light skinned. Like, I know what he has to go through when he gets out into this world. You know what I'm saying? Not
Somebody
only
gonna try him because he light skinned.
for sure, not only because I'm gonna be completely honest. That's absolutely true. They will try a light skin before they try a dark skin. Yes, they will. I didn't see it all through school. I dated a light skinned dude all through school.
Okay, so drop the skin color and just be a parent that equips your child for life.
For sure.
Be
But
one
I'm
of them
saying
parents, like, just
I'm
drop the
one of
skin
those
color.
parents, but I definitely take account of what my child looks like and how he moves through the world.
No, because I'm a boy mom. I'm not a coddler. I love my son. He know I love him, but I'm not a coddler. Like, no, I'm firm with my son, and I'm a single mom, but I feel like I do a good job showing my son how to be a man. Like, I'm going to show you how to... I know a bitch-ass nigga, excuse me for the content, but I know a bitch-ass nigga, and I don't play that. Ain't no none of that. I ain't know I don't do the whining. I'm not a coddler, so no.
I think that's an issue as well. Not saying that this is your issue, but even the reverse side of that, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what we dealing with a lot of these young niggas out here running wild too. her being raised by a single black mother who tried to take it that extra step to create a hard ass son. Damn, his father ain't around, he ain't got a male figure around, so I gotta make my extra tough. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know, they grow up to, you know, extra
Can't
tough. You know what I'm saying?
communicate.
They gotta,
Or they latching on the women, they with different women.
That's why you gotta explain to your
Yeah,
kids.
bro.
Parenting is really
No, that's why the importance of parents, you know, both
Parenting is
parents matter.
sensitive,
You know what I'm saying? Nobody say fathers matter as much as mothers. You know?
They do.
Flat out.
Because
They do.
it's a balance, man. Like you said, as far as with women, y'all are natural collars. You know, we are natural, real men anyway, or natural securers. You know what I'm saying? We there to protect and secure the situation, make sure it's straight. You know what I'm saying? And y'all there to, you know, nurse it. And, you know, I hate to do the gender roles in 2020, but as far as the that basic, and maybe us going outside of the gender roles, you know, that might be the whole problem with what's going on today too. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a strong woman, you know, strong black woman especially, but you know, it gotta be some type of.
I've seen so many men that have not been taught how to be a gentleman from their maternal black person. Like, it's a lot of dudes that know how to abuse a woman because they wasn't taught how to be that. You know what I'm saying?
for
So
sure.
like you could still be a parent, but like it's a balance. Like it's a balance.
A lot of the parents don't even know how to teach that shit though. You know?
Cause they ain't have it. Exactly. Exactly.
My mother was that bitch ass nigga. Sit the fuck down. She was that.
Yeah, that's the
You know what I'm
trauma.
saying? Like, so,
You need balance.
we used to be looking at her ass like she was crazy too, like, relax, my nigga. You know, they big in the neck. I used to be like, why your veins all in your neck and shit, man? Chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
in fairness, my comment, you know, not to be misconstrued, like, because I got a daughter, right? So it's kind of hard for me as a man to raise her to be a woman. You feel me? Like,
Sure.
women go through a lot of stuff I ain't never been through. So going to take her to get her bra, take her to go get some pads, all that shit was harder than a motherfucker for me. You know what I mean?
That shit was wild,
So
yeah.
like, my daughter for real is tougher than my 3 boys for real. She the one that's bout it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I try to teach her how I feel a man should treat a woman, and I do things with her. But I mean, that shit hard for a man to teach a girl, so I wasn't saying like it's impossible for a woman to teach a boy, but it's really difficult.
Word.
Because y'all different. You can teach them what you go through. I can teach my daughter what to expect because I'm a guy, but I can't teach her how to be a woman.
Right.
Only a woman can teach her that.
Yeah, all right, y'all. We gotta go on and get to the sports, man.
Let's go.
But damn, it's very informative conversation, man. I appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
But let's talk about Drew Brees' goofy ass for a hot second. It's like, man, how can you be that fucking oblivious, bro? You literally just you missing the whole point of what's been going on, what's going on. And then he tried to issue a statement to kind of backtrack, and people wasn't really fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think dude gonna have a good season. He need to go on and retire. Ain't nobody in his team gonna play for him like he used to. Like they used to, I should say. It's over with for that shit, bro. And a lot of his teammates was the ones like, yo, what the fuck, bro? What's this nigga on type shit. So I think it's gonna be a long season for Drew, man.
They at the end, they going to play.
They gonna try to kill him.
If people that don't know out there that are watching and listening or whatever, Drew Brees, he was doing an interview and he was basically asking where does he stand on protests and you know when the season starts, you know how would things be, and he basically went on this little tangent about basically should nobody be kneeling, you know what I'm saying, and disrespecting the flag, disrespecting the military. His grandfather was a military man. And all this nonsensical bullshit, like we ain't been dying for this country since the fucking Civil War and before, and going home and being treated like boys, but you know, and everybody just kind of went in on him, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just kind of went in on him because that was a conversation that was 3 years old, and he acted like he didn't hear what it really stood for, Colin Kaepernick kneeling. And here we are 3 years later, and that just shows you how much some of these white people really be listening to us. You know, it'd be in one ear and out the other. You know what I'm saying? It was a real big thing in the NFL. He's an NFL player. And he's one of the stars. So you know he heard this conversation.
There was pictures of him kneeling with his teammates though.
Yeah, so you know,
that's what I'm saying. I ain't really understand that shit at all.
It's just bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the Bucks gonna win the NFC South, so fuck.
That goes back to, in my opinion, that goes back to your comment
Check.
about the sheep. That go back to your earlier comment, Mike, about the sheep. Like, a lot of people start following what the president said. The president kind of had turned the narrative into the narrative into it being the flag. And so I really personally just think some white folks just don't get it. You know, they just don't be understanding. You know that. And I think his apology was kind of sincere because only reason I think that is because him and Trump got into it. Trump basically told him he didn't have to apologize, and him and Trump got into it by him standing on the apology and trying to educate the president. So that's the only reason that I think it was kind of sincere.
I don't agree. I think he just was trying to do damage control, bro. At the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you play for a team that's majority black people. Your offensive line, bro. The niggas that is there to protect you, dog, is niggas on that front line. There's no way he was gonna go back in that locker room without doing it. He had to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it was sincere because at the end of the day, like to the point he was making of, you know, when I look at the flag, I think of my grandparents that fought in the war and all that. Well, nigga, our great-grandparents and uncles and all that was right next to them motherfuckers doing the same shit, but in a separate or completely separate unit. They couldn't even rock in the same unit as the white motherfuckers, right? Mm-hmm. Not only that, when these motherfuckers was coming home after the war getting medals and all these accolades and all this shit, the black veterans was coming home to absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like for him to try to make that his point was bullshit, bro. Like how is it that your grandparents is patriotic and all that shit, but we can't voice our opinion because our same grandparents fought in these same wars, dog, and didn't get the same treatment. Nigga, that's why we don't fuck with the flag.
Peace to all the athletes that stood up. And,
shout out to them.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, you know what I'm saying, told him like, bro, this is why they don't get, especially LeBron. He really kind of like.
Yeah, LeBron went in.
Kind of laid into
him. Jenkins told him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of them cats that wasn't really being politically correct or none of that. They was like, bro, you on some silly shit for real. Yes. And it is what it is. So, you know, man, Drew Brees and fucked himself, man. Like I said, he might as well go ahead and retire, bro. It's over with for him. He gonna be fucked up. Yeah, he gonna get.
See you later, Drew.
One or the other, man.
Let's go, Brady.
and
put some more money on
fuck
the
NFC, man.
That shit happened.
Anyway, man, the NBA is back.
Woo!
July 31st, man. We finally get some fucking basketball. Been a long couple months. I don't know, man. How long has it been? 3 months? 4 months?
It's been 3 months.
In 3 years.
3 months. Shit. That shit seemed like it been way longer to me.
That fucking 10
seems
years
unreal.
I did was quicker than this shit without the fucking basketball, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
so with this new format, right, that they finished in the season with, how do y'all think that shit gonna work? I don't know if you really know about it, Dana.
Well, and can't we not sit in the audience? Is that what they said? Whatever.
Girl, we ain't fuck the audience. I'm talking about the format, the 22 teams. Yeah, with tournament style shit.
Yeah, it's basically like some pro-am shit, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So, because they're trying to get to the season, get through it as quick as possible, being that a new season should be tentatively starting regularly.
Oh, that's what they said?
Tentatively.
Okay.
So they're just trying to get through the season. So I think at the end of the day, it's basketball, and I take it in any shape, form, or fashion that it comes. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like pro-am type rules. You know what I'm saying? And attorneys. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how it go. But I'm gonna be locked in.
So do y'all think these first couple games back, these niggas gonna be on some men over 40 shit, like playing terrible basketball?
I really hope not. I hope they come out with their A game. I want them
y'all
to
don't think so?
I think they thirsty.
Huh?
They got billions. They got trainers.
No, I get that, right? But it's like no way to really simulate like real game speed, right? Like you can practice, you can run full court and all that, but it's like a difference in an actual NBA game, right? The level of intensity is different. You know what I'm saying?
Practice.
So
I mean, they got so much rest. I'm thinking like they don't come out.
I'm thinking they just gonna have a lot of rust. That's what I'm.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna have a lot of rust. But I think the big thing is a lot of people feed off the crowd. Like LeBron feeds off a crowd, and so not playing in front of a crowd. I just a lot of them dudes ain't self-motivated. They motivated off the crowd. So I think you're gonna see a lot of upsets.
And too in sports, you know, momentum play a big role. You know what I'm saying? And that crowd, bro, like that shit play a crazy role, man. What y'all looking at? Oh, you trying to see the notes?
Word.
All right, so yeah, man. So yeah, dog. NBA back. Everybody's super excited, man. I'm looking forward to this shit. I'm sure y'all are. But it's time for the top 6, my guy.
Oh, it's top 6 time?
Top
It's
6
top
time.
6 there.
That's so
Top 6 time.
Top 6, we being that we're here today with a lot of great people. The thing that I thought of is like, and y'all feel free to think about yours as well. Who is your top 6 inspirations? Who are the people that inspired you to do whatever you do? Why you're doing it? You know what I'm saying? What is the reason behind it? You know what I'm saying? Who really like lifted you up or showed you the way? You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is for this week. Is your top 6 inspirations. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter in what form or fashion or shape they come in, because you can find inspiration anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Y'all feel free. Y'all on the live. Feel free to chime in.
Drop your top 6.
Drop your top 6 inspirations, or just one inspiration. Who motivates you to do what you do, or whatever. Who showed you how to do what you do. Y'all know how I do it. Top 6, 1 is better than 2, 2 is better than 3. So as far as inspirations are concerned, that doesn't really fit. You know what I'm saying? Because people can inspire you in different ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my number 1 inspiration is Nelson Mandela. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's my number 1 inspiration because, like what we talked about initially, you know what I'm saying? He stood for something, you know what I'm saying? And he was willing to sacrifice for what he stood for. You know what I'm saying? And he's my inspiration because he did 28 years in prison and came home and became president. So when I went to jail, that wasn't the first book I read, but it was one of the first books I read. And I knew I wanted to read it when I got to jail because I didn't get a chance to read it before. And my thoughts behind that was, you know what I'm saying, if this man could do 28 years in prison and come home and be president, I could do 10 years in prison and come home and do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Like if he can do that based on what he stood for, I can do this based on what I stood for and move forward with my life. So he's a big inspiration for me, and the book is dope, man. Long Walk to Freedom, man. If y'all ain't never checked it out, Nelson Mandela's autobiography, man. It's real dope. Y'all need to check that out. Number 1. My number 2 is Sean Carter, man. Jay-Z, man. He is a big inspiration to me as a guy that comes from a certain lifestyle and transition flawlessly. And don't get me wrong, he had his ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't drop his first real joint till he was 26. At that time, you know, rappers was getting in the game at 18, 17. He was 26, and so he was kind of like older, you know what I'm saying, at that point when he dropped his first album. And you see what he did in his 30s and in his 40s. And as a 50-year-old man right now, you know what I'm saying, he has continued to elevate, you know what I'm saying? So I feel sorry for all you people that peaked at 18. I really feel for you. Number three, my inspiration is my brother Lawrence Knuckles, man. You know, me and him, we might have our back and forths, and we might go through certain shit, but he was there for me at a time when nobody was there for me. You know, my parents dealt with drug abuse when I was a child, you know what I'm saying, and he inspired me to, you know what I'm saying, to do other things and not just be stagnant and stuck and just thinking about the streets. And you know what I'm saying, and he actually did the exact same thing, you know what I'm saying. So he inspired me in a whole lot of ways, you know what I'm saying. So that's my number 3 inspiration. My number 4 inspiration is my father. Very strong man, you know what I'm saying. He's been diabetic for over 50 years, and he's still here, you know what I'm saying. Like
Pops OG,
he done dealt with a lot of shit,
Pops
man.
that nigga, man.
You know what I'm saying. He's dealt with a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying. Going through his, you know what I'm saying, through his sickness. He's a strong individual, man. And you know, some people don't understand him and his ways and things like that. I tell him simple, man. You try to be sick for 50 years and still be here. You know what I'm saying? I watched diabetes kill motherfuckers in their 30s and 40s, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the man 64 years old, man, still here. So shout out to you, man. That's number 4, man. Number 5, it's my children, man. My 2 babies, man. I'm inspired by y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all push me to want to do great things and be great, man. Very, very, very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? And I see the people that y'all became while I was gone. And I'm thankful for their moms for what they've done for them because they stood in the gap for me. So that's my 5. And my number 6 is Sean Combs, man. Puff, man. You know what I'm saying? Puff, he had a lot of transitions in his life. And each one he took and he ran with it. He's done certain things. He has a hustler spirit, a hustler mentality. You know what I'm saying? He went from dancing in videos to being one of the biggest executives in the world, man, as far as music goes. So that's my top 6, man. I just wanted to drop that on y'all.
Impressive top 6.
Fire.
Okay, so Great Dane is gonna give you her top 6. So here we go. Number 1 would have to be my kid. Pretty much, I had a kid. I was at a point in life like I was just running around being reckless. Literally, probably never was in the house. Partied every night. Baby popped up, and I was like, yeah, you won't not be not shit. So. Yeah, so my kid inspires me to be the greatest that I can be. He pushes me every day. He reminds me that I have somebody else to be great for, not just great for myself. So, Great Dane was born, on April 20th, 2008. That's when she became who she was. So that's number 2. So that's number 1, sorry. So number 2 would be my family overall. I can't even break it down into my mom, my dad, my sister, because my family is my whole support system. And my family extends past just my immediate family. Like my friends, they're my family, they're my sisters. You see somebody sitting in this room, that's my sister. Like me and Sierra been friends, me and Shanice been friends. Like they've been my friends probably majority of my life. Like they didn't see me at my worst, they didn't see me at my highest. They check me when I'm wrong, they correct me when I'm wrong. They dictate anything that I do. Not dictate, but they definitely give their input so I can be a better me. Number 3, and this is before, listen, she inspires me in different ways. So, y'all, it's going to get I might hear a little chatter. Oprah. I can't take nothing away. I ain't going to take nothing away from my girl. You know what I'm saying? She's made a couple bad decisions. And how she has displayed a couple things, as moving forward. But that woman is impeccable. Like she definitely makes you want to be the best person you can be. That's number 3. Number 4, I'm going to give it to Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And Beyonce is an extension of Jay-Z, so therefore, I don't even have to mention his name. But Beyonce, just her work ethic, just the way she handles herself, the way she carries herself, the way that she goes about getting money, the way she takes care of her family, the way that she goes about being a trendsetter. Everything she touches is gold. Like, she's like this mic. Like, it's just, yeah. Number 5 would have to be myself.
Okay.
I wake up every morning, I look at myself, and I tell myself, you got to get up and go do it. Every day I find myself finding different things that I'm like, damn, I ain't going to be able to do that. And then at the end of the day, I look up and be like, that shit got done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's peace.
And number 6. Number 6.
Ooh, with it.
Number 6 would have to be...
Great Dane got to take a shot.
I do.
This is her rules.
Look. Number 6 would have to be...
great one.
Number 6 would have to be the black man. Let me tell you why I'm inspired by the black man. A black man that takes care of his family, protects his family, provides for his family, and is always on point. Like, don't get it twisted. You might not get along with the black man every day. I might not like you every day. But if you do what you're supposed to do for me and your family every single day, then you got to be your greatest gift that I've ever received. Because I don't have to worry about nothing when I have him. And that's the things that a lot of people misconstrue. You got to have that partner to be successful. That man and that woman were made to go together.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So without the black man, it's kind of like, just the black woman.
Talk that talk. Talk that
Hold
talk.
on. Hold on.
Now y'all just listen. The black woman without the black man is just a black woman. When we a team, they can't do nothing with us. You can't tear down a team.
And we're forced when we're together.
So shout out to all the black men out there for inspiring us. Red line, go ahead.
Without the black man, it's just a black woman.
Look how powerful I just came. All right. Jesus. All right, so my number 1, man, it got to be my mom. My mom is my number 1, was my number 1 inspiration. She passed away. Yeah, it still is, bro. She passed away in 2005, and man, she taught us a lot of shit, bro. I mean, it's from how we dress, man, to how we show love to each other, bro. Like she wasn't perfect. So let me say that. The motherfucker was crazy, but she had a heart of gold, man, and just a lot of the lessons and shit that she taught us, man, I still apply to this day. And really, the majority of the shit that I do, bro, is in her honor. So, you know what I mean? That's definitely my number 1. My number 2 would be Jay-Z. if you know his story, bro, you pretty much know why. You know what I'm saying? And majority of young black men that came up in our era, he on their list. You know what I'm saying? Rags to riches type shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I think I kind of resonate with Jay-Z a lot because from the stories I've heard, he was that nigga before the money, and we always been them niggas. So I just kind of rock with that. You know what I mean? Number 3. Number 3 is my grandfather, man. If anybody know my granddad, dog, he a hell of a nigga, bro. Like, I mean, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of shit, but when it comes to just being a stand-up dude, handling your business, bro, investing in yourself.
That's the OG for real.
Yeah, he that dude, bro. I mean, he was probably one of the, from the stories I heard coming up, he was one of the first black people in Cleveland that had his own business. And he got stories of walking with cardboard slides in his shoes and shit. Piss poor to being well off. You know what I'm saying? He owned properties, bro. You ride past his house, you would think that bitch was a used car lot. You know what I'm saying? He buying cars every month, motorcycles and shit. He can't ride none of the shit. But he just that dude, man. So he a big inspiration for me.
And he eats orange peels.
Orange peels, dog. Yeah, he eat orange peels. So y'all want to know the secret to long life? Eat orange peels, man. And pork. Plenty of pork. But no salt, though.
No salt.
Pork.
But he eat pork.
And he probably, I don't know if he can now, but when he was like 79, damn near 80, he was jumping fences still. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dog, strong as an ox. Yeah, he hit that bitch, dog.
True story.
Real shit. You know what I'm saying?
True story.
My number 4 is my brother Twank, man. This dude got a hell of a story, man. I'm actually gonna be making a movie based off of his loosely based off of his life. But I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story about this dude real quick that made me really know, like, man, this motherfucker's special. A few years back, he got shot. You know, we ain't gonna go into that story, but he was on crutches and shit, right? We lived in an apartment together. Well, he actually didn't live with me at the time, but I had him come stay with me after he got shot so I could take care of him or whatever. Our window looked down into the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? So it was a couple of months where I was pushing him around in a wheelchair and shit, taking him everywhere. I personally got tired of doing the shit, and he was tired of me doing the shit for him. So he like, bro, I gotta go make some runs. I'm gonna go by myself. And he on his crutches. I'm watching the nigga out the window. He get like halfway to the car and he stopped. And nigga look around, throw the motherfucking crutches down, nigga, and walk to the car like, fuck them crutches, right? And it's like a couple of weeks after he got shot, bro. All this shit had to get rebuilt, basically. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that shit, I'm like, yo, this is a hell of a nigga right here, man. You know what I'm saying? And through all that shit, bitch was still getting his money. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell him, like, you know, we twins or whatever. I'm the oldest by 2 minutes, but this nigga my big brother for real. Like, we connect on a different level. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga definitely is a very, 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 very big part of why I do what I do and why I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? My number 5 go to my oldest son. This little motherfucker is the most determined. I ain't never really seen a kid like him, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, this dude is something different. You know what I mean? He was like a fat couch potato type kid. Got him into sports, man. You wouldn't even recognize him. You know what I'm saying? He a completely different person, bro. Like, his confidence through the roof. And he really, in his mind, believed that, like, he can do anything, bro. And
As he can.
And he mean that shit.
As
you know what I'm
he
saying?
can.
So I definitely draw a lot of inspiration from my son. And then my number 6 is an old business associate of mine. This dude named Sam Perry. The reason why he my number 6 is he took a chance on me, man. We was young and kind of ignorant and shit. You know what I'm saying? We worked at a mortgage company, and we kind of had the company running. It was running, right? We was making money, but it was like some TV shit, bro. I mean, motherfuckers was doing the worst shit in this building. I mean, bro, it was a free-for-all. You know what I'm saying? And he came in as a consultant to restructure the company and ended up making me like one of the head managers, bro. He changed my life, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I went from driving a fucking 84 Cutlass to a brand new Monte Carlo, bro. We had crazy money. Like, it was a change of pace. And he got us hip to just doing fly shit. You know what I'm saying? Going and dipping cigars and brandy and wearing suits. And you know what I'm saying? Like, my first piece of suit or casual work attire was from Saks, and they paid for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to shout out Sam Perry, bro. And a lot of the shit that he instilled in us, we still use to this day. And all of our business ventures and shit like that. So shout out to him, and that's my top 6.
Yes, top 6. Okay, I think that top 6 was just really all everything today.
Yeah, that was a good one, bro.
That was a
Twank
good.
had the same look on his face when we came to the hospital to visit him.
Yeah.
I said, he's strong for real. He was just like this. The same way you look all the time.
Bro, when he got shot, this nigga literally, bro. When he got shot, this nigga calls me. No, I called him. He ain't answer. This nigga calls me back, bro, and this was the conversation. Yeah, bro, I just got shot. I'm in the back of this ambulance, and I'm gonna call you right back. I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying, dog? The shit was weird, but yeah, though. So that's the top 6, man. So real quick,
it was just like that, man. I'm ready to go, man.
I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of this house.
Shout out to Brett for still making a play too while we was down there.
I still got it. I got it.
It's all good. I still got it.
Flat out, man. Flat out. All right, so we gonna get to this random rap line, man. So I'm not an Eminem fan at all. I really don't. I think he's. Huh?
You got enough time left for your life?
Oh, I got 19 seconds.
Yeah, see what happened?
Hey, yeah, if y'all in the live,
All y'all producers, man, I need y'all to tap in, man. What's up with y'all? Y'all cool?
They said 7 minutes a long time ago.
Oh, see?
But the top 6 was like way dope, so niggas bet y'all right.
Rotating now. My shit still rolling. My live's still rolling because it
You
just.
was late.
No, I wasn't late. It stopped. It stopped.
Yeah, it should disconnect.
18 minutes in, it just disconnected.
Yeah,
Now it's late.
we about to get to this random rap line. But anyway, like I was saying, man, I'm not a fan of Eminem at all, right? So whenever I get a chance to like shit on him, I do.
Damn.
So we gonna shit on Eminem today.
Okay.
Where is my random rap line? 1 second, guys.
Marshall is dope, man.
He's a good MC, bro. Listen, and I want to say this, man. Like the nigga is one of the best rappers of all time. Like I mean, just on the art, right, and the craft of being an MC. Like I can't take nothing away from him.
But when you get the opportunity,
But when I get the opportunity,
you deserve it, Future.
you know what I'm saying? And Future, another one, man. I'm so disappointed in him. All right, so this is a quick random rap line. The song is called Survival, and it goes, I'm stabbing myself with a fucking knife in the gut while I'm wiping my butt. And this is your goat. This is the nigga. I'm gonna say it.
Raise your hand if you was in
I'm
your top
stabbing
6.
myself with a fucking knife in the gut while I'm wiping my butt.
He's ass for that line.
That's all I wanted to hear. It's a terrible random rap line.
Yeah.
And I know he got better bars than that, but
He has his moments, and that's all I'm gonna say about
Yeah.
Slim Shady.
he got maybe 5 or 6 songs in his catalog that I really like.
He got his.
I ain't heard nobody try to challenge him in a battle rap. I just
Machine
Gun
Gun
Kelly tore his ass up. Tore his ass up.
Hold on. I want to say this, right? And I'm from Cleveland and I rep Cleveland all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
But the song that M ripped him on was track number 8 on his album with the plane on. I can't even remember the name. Him and Kamikaze. Him and Royce the 5'9".
Yeah.
That's the original song he ripped MGK on.
Still
That
wasn't
song
better than-
alone.
it still wasn't better than the other one, bro.
I'm trying to tell you. If you really listen to that song,
Michael.
he ripped him on that song.
I don't know. I couldn't hear what he was saying. He was rapping so
Yeah,
fast. Like that's
See that, and that's the other thing. See, a lot of young cats can't hear.
Bro, we came up in the Bone era, nigga. What?
Hold on. I came up with rap originated. I know this motherfucker in this room.
No,
I
I
listen to rap. I can tell you when rap started.
Nigga, I can too. But this is what I'm
You
saying.
weren't born yet.
I was born in 84, nigga.
You
Alright,
wasn't listening to rap, did you?
Alright. Hey, come on, man. But yeah, man, I just don't think he's that good, man. He's a good rapper, but like his content ain't the type of content that I fuck with, and I just never have.
I relate to
Now the Superman joint was super dope. That's one of my favorites. It's a couple, man.
Renegade was
No, that whole album.
That album was pretty good.
That album was good.
That album
The
was
Eminem
good.
show.
Yeah, that was his best project
The
for
Eminem
sure.
show was his best.
That was his best project for sure. And that the 5 or 6 songs that I like is on that album.
The Eminem show was dope.
That shit was
You know what I'm
dope.
saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, shout out to Eminem.
Who?
Renegade. Best verse ever.
Yeah, and I still don't think he out-rapped Jay-Z.
No, I did. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it was his song. You know what I'm saying? So it was his song. So if he did all rap, he was supposed to because it was his
I
song.
still don't feel like
He
did.
gave it to Jay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? He gave the
Oh,
song
gave
to
the song to
Jay.
Jay-Z, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it came to fruition.
Well,
Go ahead.
on today's, I'm not gonna call it an adult's tip. I'm gonna call it a life tip. So on today's life tip, we're talking about communication. Communication is lacked in all relationships, whether it is work, family, spouses, business, even society. The way that you communicate with people, you have 3 key factors: the delivery, the way that you say it, the way that you do it, the way that you move it, body language, the way that your body may be when you're talking or when you're displaying something. And last but not least, your verbiage, the choice words that you use when you're communicating with someone. So, the way your tone is said when you want to say something to somebody. So if I say, Mike, give me that goddamn bottle. I sound aggressive. I sound a little irritated.
Sound mad aggressive.
You sound like you.
So for anyone that does not know, Great Dane is naturally aggressive in a lot of instances. I'm very demanding. I'm aggressive. I like what I like. But in return from what I like and me being aggressive, I am a caterer. I cater to those others' needs. So anyways. Lack of communication happens when, and this is the thing for me.
He on a mission to fuck your
He is. I'm about to knock this nigga off this bench. Okay. Lack of communication lacks respect. If I can't communicate with you, then we have lack of respect. You're not respecting the situation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes David gets a little rowdy in the middle of our communication. But however, I know that we have to have some level of respect in this situation. That's like when you're talking to your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You want to make sure, like people like check your tone. That's not saying, oh, the nigga, oh, you gotta walk around on eggshells. You gotta not voice your opinion. But the way that your tone, your hands, your gestures, everything, when you're talking to your spouse, it shouldn't be a defensive conversation.
I'm naturally defensive. I'm naturally.
People are naturally defensive because they don't like to be corrected when they're wrong.
Your tone is just.
Yeah. Because your tone be coming from deep.
This is my response. What the fuck is wrong with my tone?
The way your response was just fucked up.
Yeah.
So communication. So if you don't take anything away from my communication tip, take this away. Think about what you're saying, how you're moving, and how you're delivering it to that person. Never make them feel like you're on the attack, unless you are. If that's what you are trying to deliver, make sure that they know why you're attacking them or why you're being aggressive.
Passionate though.
If passionate with your hands in my face and you using derogatory slurs, not getting your point across.
No, not that. But I'm saying like see me, I'm a passionate talker, right? So on certain topics that I'm adamant about, I might get a little animated. I might move my hands.
You moving your hands, but is your tone
and then my tone might elevate a little. I might, you know what I mean? But it's just I'm passionate. So
you're passionate, but do you sound angry?
You famous nigga, I made you hot.
It could come across as angry sometimes, but that's not it. I'm just a passionate person.
So with women, we naturally react to nastiness. When you start getting aggressive and you start making me, and you talking with your hands and you walking towards me, it makes me stand back. You makes me stand back.
Not her. She'd be like, "What's up, nigga? What's up?"
Yeah. So and I can say that for a lot of the women that's in this room right now, they got the "I'm not backing the fuck down" mentality. You buck up on them, you go get what you give.
I'm very peaceful now. I'll be in that bitch like, they don't want any trouble.
Yeah, and then don't get it confused with silence. Silence is not good communication. Silence is not good communication. If you are silent, if I'm quiet, that means I no longer give a fuck. And you should be cautious of that. If Great Dane is quiet, be cautious because I no longer care. And once I stop caring, communication don't even matter. So take this away from this. Communicate with any relationship in your life the best you can. Even with your kids. I know we tell our kids to shut the fuck up all the time. I've been trying to stop telling my son to shut the fuck up for the past 2 weeks.
I ain't never stop.
It hasn't happened. So take away from your communication tip, just try to be better. Try to communicate better because, go ahead.
I think a major problem with communication is accountability.
Thank you.
Hello, Moto.
And another thing is value. Think about it. You know, everybody value everybody different.
Absolutely.
That will be your level of communication.
Absolutely.
If somebody calling your phone, you really don't value, are you going to answer that phone?
No.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just about who you value.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I value people and I don't answer their calls, though, man. I just don't like talking on the phone sometimes.
That's fair.
I ignore everybody in this room. I probably ignored y'all call once or twice.
No, you know how like 100 times. No,
you know what I'm saying?
All the goddamn time you ignore.
Sometimes, bro, listen. Talking on the phone is my least favorite fucking thing. So it's not that I don't value y'all, but just shoot me a text, man. You know what I mean? Don't FaceTime me.
iPhone. That's the only thing you fucking do is the FaceTime.
I answer FaceTime, but you just hit me with the random FaceTime. You too.
Yeah, you know what?
Y'all both of y'all did that.
I mean, that's the only way you can get your ass.
That's about they shoot me a text like, bro, this me. I'm about to
I
pay
gotta
something.
tell it this story.
That's a violation.
That's all.
So that is definitely what we are talking about for our communication tip. Just communicate better with the people in your life that matter. Communicate better with business relationships. And communicate better overall. So, last but not least today, we have plug time.
Who the plug time for the day, man?
The plug time for the day is them hating ass niggas. Hey, look, right? Just real quick, man. Like, everybody talking is like first and foremost. If you ain't subscribe to our YouTube channel, go on there and subscribe. Major Influence Island Media presents Drug Dealers Drink.
Yes, sir.
Somebody got on our YouTube channel and commented like, man, y'all took my niggas. This some nigga from New York. Y'all took my niggas shit. Boom, boom, boom. This and that. Y'all niggas. Boom, boom, boom. And then it was another Drug Dealer's Dream podcast and all of this shit. Hey, listen, man. I was in jail. Stupid. I don't know nothing about your fucking podcast. All right. I was in jail for 10 years, man. I couldn't access a podcast even when I had a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, let me see what the latest podcast is. Fucking stupid dummies. You guys, I don't understand. No idea is original. So if y'all think y'all the inventors of Drug Dealers Dream podcast, I got a bridge to sell you too, man. I'm telling you, and I can sell you the fuck. I'm a hustler. I know I can get it off on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we shouting out right now, y'all haters, man. And there's a few more haters out there, and the hatred is palpable right now. Y'all mad. I don't understand why everybody's so mad. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of opportunity out here and a chance to be who you are. Be who you are. Live your life. Live in your truth. Live in your truth, man. That's what I want y'all to do, man. That's what plug time is today. I want all of y'all to live in your truth, man. Enjoy this, man, because right now this Drug Dealers Dream podcast, this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? The album's on the way too, so y'all be ready for that, man. A lot of dope shit coming down the pipeline, man, with this Major Influence Media, Island Media, SNS Photography, everything and everybody else, man. More podcasts on the way. We got some shit coming, man. So, and that's our truth. That's our vision. That's what we doing. I don't know you niggas. You niggas are corny. You niggas is suckers, man. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio too, if you wanna take that trip.
Yeah, they found us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Commenting on my shit, weirdos. Fuck out of here. You niggas ain't did a podcast in 2 years. And now all of a sudden y'all feeling some type of way, man. Listen, man, I have a very quick message to the other podcasts. I'm not gonna plug that shit, man. Y'all niggas can eat a dick.
Yeah, it's not.
Well,
we not paying attention to y'all, man. So stop paying attention to us, man.
That being said.
well, fellas, last but not least for our plug time, I want to shout out everybody that's in the audience today. Thank you for coming out to rock with us. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. We appreciate everything. I'm your girl, Great Day, and I'm sending you positivity, faith, and abundance.
I am your boy Javon. You face the sentence.
I'm Big Mike. That's simple.
with the mysterious laugh.
With all that being said, we'll see you next week. We out this bitch.
Next week,
Hey,
man.
it was all a dream, man. It was all a dream.
Different though. Came up a whole different way. You feel me? So as we head into this next phase, gotta know where it started from.
You are now under the influence.
Where it started. I got a different loyalty. Know a different sacrifice. Connections.
That's how you end the shit.
We out of here. Woo!
Shout out to y'all, man.
That's how you end the shit. And you got big shouts out.